You're listening to the Doug Stanhope Podcast.
Are you waiting for theme music?
Because
I don't have any.
I'm waiting for you to tell me what we're recording.
3, 2.
Slate, clap. Wait, no, it's okay. Rolling. Speed. Set, hold, and action. The Chailles are out here in the Chicago exteriors, suburbs.
I think they call it Chicago.
Yeah, we've never seen any of Chicago. We never will, which is fine by me, because if they had to film in downtown Chicago with all the fucking trucks and the parking situations, and I mean, it's already fucking bad enough at some of these locations. Just, I don't know if I talk about just trying to take a dump on the last one.
No.
Like so many of these, like you're renting a house out, and like even
a location shot. You get there in the morning, wait a couple hours while they set up.
There's like 15 crew people and the talent, and you go, like, I woke up early and got out here, but I haven't had my first cigarette which is breakfast, that's when you have to take a dump, and you go, there's one bathroom, and you're already, those nervous dumps in a hurry dumps when someone's jiggling the handle, they don't fucking come fast and loose. It's just you're shitting clay, and then
someone's in here. Someone's in here.
Yeah, and there's never fucking Ozium. I keep trying to remember to bring poop spray Ozium, because there's like not one person on that fucking crew has thought maybe we should get some Febreze or something.
Well, that's probably someone else's union job that they'll get in trouble for.
That's another thing. We'll talk about that maybe one day. Fucking union shit. Christine Hodge said she once got yelled at on a set for moving a bar stool. Like, you can't do that. And I don't know if it's a union thing, but the girl that does craft service is sweetheart Saba, but she's just bringing in bags of stuff like breakfast food on one of the early shoots, and I went just like I would at Football Sunday. I just starting to help her spread it out, and she came in and she goes, "Don't touch that. That's my job. I do that." Yeah. I'm like, oh fuck. And then when Christine said that about the unions, maybe it's a fucking union thing where you can't be fucking helpful.
No. There's a guy that'll come and tell you why you can't be helpful if you're too helpful.
I know. So yeah, that's a different podcast. But the Chailles, Tracey's been helping Katie Arts, I call her. Katie from the art department, or is the art department, she was wardrobe and arts all at the same time, and fucking completely overworked. And so she's so very happy to have Tracey and Chaille helping out. Chaille's doing his one job, which is everything.
I am out of hats though for my extra work.
Oh, well, you still haven't presented your bright yellow hair, so
well, that's true. That could be.
Isn't that the guy with
the red beanie, the tan
hoodie
thing? Yeah, we'll see. I'm honored. It's fun.
Yeah, and they're very Fitzsimmons. We got Fitzsimmons on the shoot. The Curse of Mikey.
We've not talked about any of this.
Yeah, the role of Mikey. Michael Biehn was gonna submitted himself before, I even, he just wanted to read the script, and he goes, I submitted myself for that part. And then they had to bump a guy to get Michael Biehn, and at the last minute he had to bail out. So then we got fucking Bobcat Goldthwait,
awesome get too.
Yeah, 30 minutes after I get the bad news from Michael Biehn, I just happened to have crossed paths with a mutual friend of Bobcat, and I had just texted him the night before. When Big O was in the coma, he sent this fucking name, Molinati's pizza. It's famous Chicago pizza. He sent us a pizza
delivered.
Delivered. It's to Bisbee. Yeah, and I didn't even really know Bobcat. He just came out of the blue and sent condolences, and so we've vaguely kept in touch, text here and there. Hey, just thinking about you. And so when I was here, I had this Lou Malnati's pizza, and texted him a picture. Hey, I ran into your friend Tim Kazurinsky was on the set, played a part. And he's the one who brought up Bobcat.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, I'm going to send a picture of us, me and Tim, to Bobcat. And then I sent another picture with the Lou Malnati's pizza.
Yeah.
And the next morning, fucking Michael Bean bails out. So I go, hey, by the way, if you want to work 2 days on a easy roll, playing my stand-up comic buddy,
Yeah.
it pays probably as little as is legally allowed to offer you. And he goes, yeah, sounds great. And then
and he lives out here, so
yeah.
I mean that was another stroke there.
Yeah.
So.
Then he got the vid. It's like, fuck. He's doing all right. It hurt, but yeah, he's not on a ventilator or anything.
Yeah.
Like, now we get the fucking curse of Mikey. The role is Mikey. So yeah, we got Fitzsimmons he's flying in last minute to do it, and which is going to be great because I haven't caught up with Fitzsimmons since I did his podcast maybe 6 years ago.
I remember longer than that. It was
it might have been 7, 8 years ago. I don't know. I remember because Brian and I went to some warehouse over by the Formosa Cafe
in Hollywood.
Yes, his studio, and we were early, so we're just sitting there waiting for him to come in, and he comes in about to get into a fist fight with some like parking attendant who had followed him in. He's like, fuck you, you fucking, and I don't know what the words were. It was some altercation about where he parked or something, but he was like ready to fucking throw down. It's like a violent moment, and then walks away from the guy and just storms right past us. Doesn't even, like, he's so seeing red that he doesn't even address that we're here. And then minutes later, we're in the studio, and he's like, "Oh yeah, that guy's a dick." Whatever, like it was nothing. Like you were just about to fucking throw down on that guy. So that's the last time I saw him. So I'm very excited.
But you did his podcast, though, right?
Yeah, we did the podcast, but like immediately, we went from like such rage
60 to 0.
Hey, how you been? I get it.
Yeah,
you know how I smash things. I just don't. It's not with people.
Yeah,
I have those moments with inanimate objects, and then I'm fine. Bingo's like, I should leave. I go, no, it was uncooperative, the door, so I smashed it with my
that used to be the way you'd get a new computer.
We had I mean, you guys have probably all heard the story about the time Chaille had to build a stage when we were in Fort Lauderdale. And it was a standing room only, and there was no stage. So I was standing, and I'm short. So only the people standing right in front of me can see me. And it's very awkward because it's just like face to face. Like I have a microphone, but I'm still just standing at your level. I don't know if I can describe how awkward that is to people who haven't done stand-up.
And it's not like a theater. So it's a straight bar. Back, a shotgun bar. So bar running lengthwise, people are standing on the rail. You can see people's heads. Imagine if you were standing
in whatever bar you go to that's small and cramped, and you stand in there, and a guy just walks up in front of you with a microphone, and he's short, and he just starts talking to you. If there's no stage, and so Chaille went in the back green room and fucking got cases of beer while I'm actually doing comedy.
You stood on you made your own stage. You took a stool from the bar and stood on it so people could see you. And I'm like, oh, that's not going to end well. You're going to do a whole set standing like a seal, balancing a fucking ball on your nose. So I went back there and grabbed one of the bar back. And I go, hey, where's the beer? And the cases of beer. And we went back to the walk-in, and he grabbed 2 cases. I go, keep bringing them out and stack them next to the chair that he's standing on. Yeah. And then it was really kind of fun because it was seamless in that you were doing your jokes. I went and got the stuff. We set it down next to you. You didn't break what was happening. And then they have these big pieces of cut plywood 4x8s. So it's cut in half, and they use that to block the liquor at night so the employees don't steal. And we took those and put those right down on top, and you just like walked right down at a normal level
onto a stage. Yep. So we have this scene we're filming for this. The same thing. I show up on my call early, and they're like, "Yeah, there's no stage like this. We were supposed to film downstairs." but we're upstairs. There's no stage, so we're trying to make this look like a comedy club. And I go, hang on. And I go, what would Chaille do? And I went downstairs to the bar where it was, the lower bar that we thought we were going to be in. And I found some of those dishwasher trays, like for the bar.
To go in the industrial dish rack. Yeah.
I found those. I got
solid.
I'm walking in. I found a banquet table, folding banquet table to be the slab, and I set up. And they go. Yeah, you haven't met the guy playing the MC yet, have you?
No way.
He's got to be like 330 pounds. Well, maybe we put another banquet table on it.
Double it up.
But the point is, I fucking was immediately in go-to, and the director is going, don't stop. Don't put that down.
He's telling you
you're our star. You shouldn't be doing that. I'm like, that's like, we do crossword puzzles for a reason. Like, there's a problem. I want to solve it. This is fun for me. Like, just because I'm the star, I wouldn't have someone else doing my crossword puzzle for me. Like, don't take the fun away from it. Those are the great stories. Like, and I want to be the guy that figured it out, and I did. And then they made a call to someone, Greg's sister, who's fucking a champion on this, getting us locations and getting us out of tight
the
jams.
director's from out here.
The director's sister. Oh wait, she's with the fucking PTA or something. They got a riser from one of the student events, and so they replaced my beautiful concoction with something that would support a 330
for 1,000
pound
pounds.
man. But it worked out. It was fun.
Oh, it's so funny. I solved it. Hold on. You left out one variable. He's 350 pounds.
He's a sweet guy too. There have been fucking great actors on this, but my head is so involved. Like, I was like rewriting parts and punching stuff up like the way I'd say it and the way I'd do it, but I don't know camera angles. Like, I don't know how much movement do I have on this? If I'm walking out the door, is that going to be like, I'm not. So now I'm conditioning myself to think in scenes and locations and shots. Well, if I walked out of frame on that, then they'd have to do another fucking hour of setting up the lights and shit. Yeah. Like, it's one of those things where if I don't understand it, I think it probably isn't that important. And it probably is really important. But what the fuck is it? Yeah, well, you gotta fucking get the Gemini on this, and you're fucking, I'm at a 2.8. She said, fuck, go. No way. You're you're justifying your job. Like makeup. Every day I go into makeup to look like a fucking a reckless alcoholic. And I go, I just showed up here at 9:30 in the morning. Like, is there any point that I would sit down in this chair and you go, no, you're perfect. You did it yourself. No, you're still going to be in makeup for 25 minutes. So I know that a lot of this is necessary, and I just don't understand it. I just don't know how much.
Dude, the makeup they did the other day, which is the end where
when I have to look the most alcoholic-y, dying.
It's the little things, man.
I told Chaille, I was in the fucking chair for I think 35 fucking minutes. I said, if I spent one more minute in that chair, I better have a pig snout and tusks because this is like getting into special effects regions. Willie the makeup guy, and it's his first movie, so he wants to do more. Like, people are getting their makeup done that are not in the cast. Like, I'll go down there and Saba is taking a union break to get her makeup done, and even Katie got her makeup done. She just wanted her eyebrows done, but Willie oh no, let me do the whole thing.
That's a day rate.
And then she's just walking around wiping her face and itching, like, I never wear makeup, this is itchy. I should have known better when I sat down to have my eyebrows done that I'd get a full makeover. I think everybody in the world is secretly in love with Katie.
She does a lot. So
she jumps around like she's a tiny girl, and she jumps like, oh, I'll get that, and she vault over the bar like she's doing parkour and grab this thing and then tumble. I said, if we're filming a fucking Ocean's 11, this is our little Chinese guy in the box. so fucking great. But like, what time are we at? Because I want to tell the movie I saw being made in my head at the Outback Steakhouse.
Yeah, let's take a break and come back for that.
I'm so into the fucking movie making that everything is a scene to me, and this was just a brilliant scene. I'm going to tell you when we come back.
You are listening to the Doug Stanhope podcast.
So I was staying at this hotel that's close to. It's been kind of fucked up because at first we were staying in that weird town in Zion, but in the Wisconsin border.
45 minutes north, almost. Yeah,
they thought they were going to have locations around there, and that changed. So we moved to a hotel when Christine got here. Haj, it's playing herself basically. Anyway, I got a note from Tony. I was telling one of the bit actors that like how the movie goes, and he just comes up and loud whispers in front of the guy, "Don't tell him too much about the movie. Just tell him generalities." And then the guy that played Big Joe, he goes, "Why did he have to whisper that so loud right in front of me?" I go, "I don't know, but now I know. Don't talk too much about what the movie's about. Just give generalities." Well, I'm playing a fucking drunken alcoholic, fucking chain smoking comic. It's great because like when I do have my smoker's hack, it fits right in. Like sometimes I keep the cough in there, and then I have to invent a fucking
You're
cough.
putting the sound effects guy out of work, though. The union guy's going to contact you for that.
So the only thing at this hotel is Outback Steakhouse, which is ironic because on my last special, which is supposed to go out for free on YouTube. Hennigan said he was putting it out for free now on YouTube.
If it's there, there'll be a link in the show notes. But
during quarantine, we go, eventually this will go out for free, but in the meantime, you have to pay whatever.
What's the name of that special?
I don't know. It's do you remember?
Last of a Dying?
The Dying of a Last Breed. And I have in the setup to one of the bits, I go, the shit you wouldn't do anywhere else, but you have to on the road because it's the only thing close to you. Like, I would never go to an Outback Steakhouse. It couldn't be less authentic if Jim Jeffries was your waiter, was in the setup to the bit. And now here I am stuck in a fucking hotel that only has Outback Steakhouse. And you can't tweet, "Oh, I'm so sick of eating filet mignon every night." That makes you sound like a dick. But I get to the point where I know all the fucking bartenders' names, and I'm so in movie head that I walked in after a long 12-hour day of shooting, and I walk in, I go towards the middle of the bar. I sit in the middle of the bar. It's a long bar. It's a wide shot. And there's a woman sitting with seats open on either side of her, almost cougar age, you'd guess. Probably blonde, and she has a thick accent. And as I sit down, the bartender, Kara, is saying, "Daphne, why is it every time you come here, all the guys are hitting on you?" And I'm like, okay, so now Daphne is a main character. I get that. And I'm getting fed backstory at the beginning of the scene that everyone always hits on Daphne. And when she says it, two guys at the other side of the bar, bit players, turn and they start talking to her like, "Oh, everyone hits on you, so we can hit on you." So, okay, I got a scene going on in my head here. I go out exterior night. Outback Steakhouse, smoking outside. I'm smoking outside. And a couple with a younger, like maybe 20-year-old-ish daughter are walking in. The guy's in overalls. He looks like Bukowski, if Bukowski was a farmer. Is a grizzled old guy with fucking curly gray hair and overalls. And the woman has her hair tied up on the top. They're 50s. Like in a scrunchie, but pulled really taut on the very top, going up with makeup like Mimi from the Drew Carey show, like garish makeup. And I don't really get a look at the daughter kid. But the lady it was like the hair was pulled so tight. It was like a a life hack facelift.
Just pull it back.
Yeah, just tie my hair so tight on the top that it makes my eyes go up so you can see my blue eyeshadow or purple, whatever it was. And so I go back in, and the guys are still chatting up Daphne on the other side of her. And at some point, I see that threesome leave, that couple with the younger girl. They leave, and then minutes later, the man and the young girl come back. And they go up to the thick accented. She's German. By now, I've determined she's German because
Daphne.
Yeah, Daphne, because the two guys are they're trying to speak German, like Wiedersehen. They're just throwing all the German words they know, kind of hitting on her. And the guy comes back with the young girl, and he says, "Listen, my niece convinced me that I should ask you for your phone number." It's creepy right away. He's got the young girl there, using her as a wingman. Yeah. And she speaks some German, and he makes her say a sentence in German like she's a fucking,
or like he ever had any interest in her speaking German.
Dance for her, say the German thing. He goes, so she convinced me to ask you for your phone number, but you're probably only in town for a couple of days, right? Because we're near the airport, he just assumes.
Yeah. How it works.
It was just like the creepiest pickup line, and he's so fucking out of our league. It's like in the old days when Art Hinty used to try to hit on, like, you're like an obese fucking 55-year-old man with fucking skin tags, and you think you're gonna hook up with Bingo's 28-year-old friend? It's not happening. Andy stole her from me. What? So it was like that. So I'm writing down his pickup line on a cocktail napkin because I want to remember this whole scene. Because again, this is a fucking movie vignette playing out in my head. Like, I stopped myself from like chiming in. I was a couple of stools down, but I had a few lines I could throw in there. Like, I'm punching up. Yeah. Like, this is where my character would intervene. Yeah. But she, politely blew him off after 2 or 3 minutes, and then he left. And I turn to her and I say, to break the ice with my co-star, I say, "Was that the creepiest or sweetest pickup line? Like, was that, am I?" And she goes, I think it was sweet. And I don't know. I go, it's just, my niece convinced me to ask you. So we chat a bit. I have my script in the orange binder like a fucking high school student. Yeah, and she, at one point she says, why do you bring your homework to the bar? I go, if you got to work, you might as well do it while you're drinking. And then she says, "Oh, do you have a cigarette?" And I go, "Yes, I do. So I'm always ready to go outside and smoke." And then I could see the crestfallen looks on the fellas' faces, like, "Oh, that guy just fucking stole her away." Because,
tonight.
Yeah, because he's a smoker. God damn it, why didn't I smoke? I get her outside and we have some discourse. I didn't quite pick up what she did. She was lived in Alabama. She's German, but lives here. I found out later she's a flight attendant because she started talking about, we're talking still about the creepy guy.
Lufthansa.
And
Lufthansa. It's in the airport. It's in the hotel. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. But she lives in Gadsden, Alabama. I don't think Lufthansa flies to Gadsden, Alabama.
They have a hub in Chicago.
Anyway, so she's there a lot. So she's a regular at this airport bar. And she starts talking about, she thought there's like human trafficking might be involved. He said
with the little girl?
I didn't hear them talk, but both the girl and the wife that I never heard spoke, she said was speaking in a thick Eastern European accent. So she was thinking maybe fucking human trafficking with the little girl, and how, because as a flight attendant, I put together later, they're trained to look for that. So interior, back at the bar. Now she's very curious about my notebook, and I'm not giving up anything about what I do or fucking, it's just things I don't want to talk about, and I'm just deflecting or lying. which of course intrigues her even more. And now I'm the focal point of the. So I go back out to smoke for a third time. Now in my head, I'm going, okay, what we would have done if this was a film, I would have done all my smoking scenes outside all in one shot.
Once,
and then, okay. And do the first line. Now we're going to bring in Daphne for the second. And then we do the third, again, smoking alone. This time, as I'm about to finish my cigarette, I look across the parking lot. Here comes creepy overalls guy alone. He's coming back for more. So I'm taking the last few drags off my cigarette to stamp it out so I can get in front of the problem and let her know, okay, here he comes. I move one seat close. So there's only one seat in between us and then an empty bar to my right. And the two big dudes that were hitting on her, the bit players to the left, and only leaving one seat. This guy's brazen enough to come up and take the seat that's in between us. Is this seat taken? I'm like, all right, this is really creepy. But now my whole fucking Louis episode felt like it's gone to a different level. He sits down, gets creepier. Well, now I can hear everything he's saying, and he's like, "You're one of those like foreign girls that comes over here looking for an American husband, so you can get a visa, huh?" Yeah, and he's like, "Oh," and so I'm behind him, pantomiming, trying to get anything to get her eye contact to fucking. Like get her out of this situation, and she's not looking at me. She's just absorbing this fucking creepiness from the guy. And so finally I go, God damn it. Sometimes I feel like I'm the only smoker left on this planet. And then she got the hint. She goes, "Oh yes. Well, do you have another cigarette for me?" Like, okay. I got her out of the situation. She's like, we go outside and I don't know what to say to,
Oh, she's being polite.
Well, we're scheming about
how to
get the fuck out of it.
Yeah.
So I go, all right, I don't know if you improvise well, but over the course of a cigarette, we put together, I said, all right, just tell me the town you were born in. And she goes, it's Strasbourg. It's actually in France, but it's on the German border.
Perfect.
And I go, okay, we'll go with that. And we walk in, and as we get close, I go, that's so funny that you're from Strasbourg. And I'm like, I'm seeing this as dialogue written on a page. Like, it's so funny. You're from Strasbourg, and that's where my grandparents were from. And then we get back in our original seats on either side, but we're talking over him. So without letting him get a word in edgewise, and she's fucking quick. She's fucking hitting the beats, and we're making it up. You know, I've never been, but I only talk to him on social media. And I just hate Facebook, and she jumps on the Facebook, and we get it to a point where I said, you know what, let me come around so I can get closer to you. And then I sit in the seat in between the big guys, the bit players, and her, and I let her carry out a sentence, and I'm secretly writing on a cocktail napkin, guy next to her, creepy as fuck. We're trying to save her. And I slide it over to the two big guys. So now they're on the same page. The one closest to me slides it to his friend. And now we get a fucking team of rivals with a common cause. And we just keep talking. Now it's the four of us all talking, all shutting that guy out.
Well, he's on the outside.
Now he's on the outside. We get an in thing. And finally he just fucking paid his tab and walked out without saying a word. And then I'm looking at hers, so I have the eye line of when he's hitting the door. So this is my fucking my main shot, reverse shot of him finally leaving. And as he's getting to the door, I look at her. We're all maintaining the same fake conversation like background people, and I go, and 3, 2, 1, he's out the door. And we all stood up in fucking victory and high-fived, and I bought a fucking round for everyone. And we laughed about what a fucking creep this guy was. At this point, this is just like B-roll, but I moved back to my original seat to give them the fucking carry-on.
Performance is over. There's nothing more to do.
Carry-on luggage, the carrying, like... They still want to hit on this girl, and that's her her role, the girl that everyone hits on. I sit down at the other end. This is a side story, but this guy, he looks like one of those, like, you know how people in the 1950s, their yearbook pictures, they still look like they're 48 years old. He looked like that. He had that kind of hair that was like molded, and he said something of just small talk, and he goes, yeah, well, I listen to a lot of Joe Rogan. And I go, wait, you know Joe Rogan, but you don't know who I am? He goes, who are you? And I'm like, yeah, we co-hosted The Man Show. And he seemed puzzled by The Man Show.
Oh.
So I go, you must be 29 years old. He goes, how do you know that? Because I did some quick arithmetic of, okay, when was Rogan big? How old would you be to not know The Man Show, but know Rogan, to the Joe Rogan experience?
Yeah.
And
Fear factor on.
Yeah. So that's my next grift in life, is just carnivals. Guessing your age by the stupid things you say. I say goodnight. Settle up my tab. I have not checked into the hotel. I came directly from the shoot, got my keys, and went directly to the bar, because that's how I do. I go up to my room. It's probably 9 o'clock at night now. And I don't turn on the light. I set my backpack down, and I hear a pouring sound. And I think, oh, shit, my sneaky bottle of liquor, which I haven't had to use on set yet. But I have it there in case I panic, and I go, I can't do this scene sober. I hear, and I turn on the light. No, it's a major rainstorm outside. It's leaking in through the curtains and splashing on the carpet. So I call the front desk. I'm like, you better get someone up here before the fucking ceiling collapses. Come down, get your keys for the different room. I got my keys, and then one of the guys of the two bit players, as I'm about to get on the elevator, coming to the elevator, he goes, hang on a second, your girl there, she's coming this way. So I let him take the elevator, and I get on the elevator with her, and she's staying on 5, and now I've been moved to 8. We've been in 5 different rooms there, because I keep going, all right, tonight I'll check back in there rather than take the long drive. So we've gotten 5 stolen Bibles. If I stay in the same room, I don't get a stolen Bible. She's getting off on 5. We have a minute. Like, I know this is where in any script that I would hook up with her. If I was George Clooney in what's the airplane movie where Up in the Air. Yeah. Anyway, it's a rom-com that I only watched because he's a fucking frequent flyer status whore, and I love that. I love any movie where there's airplane scenes. Anyway, this is where I could close the deal. And when she said she's on 5, I go, oh, I wanted to ask, are you in 507? Because that's where Christine Hodge was staying when I stole her hotel Bible. And I was wondering, like, and then I thought, if I said, hey, what room are you in? Do you mind if I come by and steal your Bible? That would be the only creepier line than my niece convinced me that I should get your phone number. So I just let it go. And that was the end of my Louis episode that I saw in every camera angle with a 50 on the close-ups and the Gemini running hot. 19% battery. Points. Yeah, use the sticks on that.
Oh, points, that's right.
Yeah, when they're carrying like the lighting tripod, anything that might like has sharp edges.
Like raise you.
Yeah, where you would say right behind you in the kitchen, they say points.
Oh man.
Yeah. I'm gonna fly out on here instead of I'm gonna fly out of this position. It's fun, that movie making.
Yeah.
I'm really having a fucking great time, and I've been sober. Like, no, I was sober.
During the day?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you are usually during the day, but
I don't do
working
podcasts
and-
fucking sober. I don't. Yeah. So yeah, it's been fun. I feel like I have purpose, and I'll be very happy when it's over.
you got exposition down, so your next thing is write a movie.
I think exposition I've been using wrong. What's the shit they tell you is happening? Exterior night.
I thought that was
dumpy
exposition.
couple. I might be. I thought I said that, and they said no, that's not exposition.
Oh.
I don't. I might be wrong.
Layman's terms.
You guys can look it up.
Yeah, we will. We have 9 more days, and we're shooting every day. Yeah, I do. That's pretty much it.
Oh, tour coming up, starting in Roanoke Park on March 5th. So
Yeah, all of the California that we choose to play, but it's like 14 dates. Comedy Store. I'm dying to see what the Comedy Store is like in the post-apocalypse.
San Diego and LA. So
Yeah, San Diego too. I haven't been to San Diego in far too long, and yeah, hopefully I have some stories to tell.
well, the Bible's to sell.
Well, there's that's the thing that it's actually great about doing stand-up is I'm no longer engaging in any fucking Twitter shit. If you want my opinion, come to the show.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna fucking get into a war for free on Twitter with people I don't know. Yeah, if you want to agree or disagree with me, you do it live. That's yeah, that's it. If I'm high and I want to write some dumb fucking trolly shit on Twitter, that's one thing. But I'm not gonna engage in opinions that are so fucking tiresome. But come out live. We've been having a fucking gas at the live shows, and life's too short to sit indoors.
So come indoors and watch a comedy show.
Yeah, come indoors. I wouldn't go out, but you should. Oh, I wish we had Junior on. Junior just called us with a story. He just saw Crip Daddy perform in Chicago with Aaron Berg and Anthony Cumia and someone else. And we'll hopefully get him on. We got him a part in the movie, playing a security guy.
Junior.
So maybe before I leave, we'll get him on, or we'll Zoom from home. I don't know. It's his story.
Yeah, I know
to tell.
he zooms because he's been on the happy hours.
Yeah, and he's endlessly entertaining, and gave Christine Hodge a walking tour of Chicago because she had 3 hours to kill before she caught her flight.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, of Junior Chicago.
Yes.
Yeah, the stuff he likes, because he loves this town so much, and he's so adorable. She fell in love with him right away. So thank you, Junior. That's how you get in the pictures. You got to do favors. It's who you know. You take her for a nice walk around Chicago, I'll make you a security guard at the Coliseum. All right, hey, thank you guys. Fucking especially I put out tweets to get extras, and we had people drive from fucking Kalamazoo, Michigan,
Wow.
and fucking Des Moines, Iowa, or not Cedar Rapids, wherever in Iowa, just to be fucking unpaid extras. And it was like the producer and the director, like, that's your fans. It's crazy. It's just crazy. Yeah. And it fucking made me look good. It made me look a fucking hero. And this goddamn movie needs some heroes.
Awesome.
It'll be fun. All right. Thank you guys very much. Keep an eye on the Twitter. We'll tell you the next time. I think Tuesday. When does this go out?
Wednesday.
Yeah, it'll be
Wednesday for the public. It goes out
Okay.
earlier for Patreon.
Anyway, but yeah, well, keep an eye on get on the fucking mailing list. That's how you find out everything first, and with I don't bombard you with spam, because I ain't got nothing to say till I have something to say. All right, I love you. Thank you. Take us out, Bingo.
Okay, bye-bye now.